Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, 25th day of September. Here we go. I'm going to veer off topic of Rosh Hashanah for a minute, but come right back. Here goes. You know, usually when a boy turns 13, we call him bar mitzvah, and we all refer to him as a man and everything, because that's the halachic age at which point we start to consider him a man. And therefore, from that moment on, we let him be called to the Torah and have an aliyah and be chazan and lead benching, etc., etc. Here's where it gets interesting. You know that when he turns 13, we don't actually fully know, biblically, fully, whether he is really a man. That would really depend on whether his body has undergone all of the changes that call him effectively fully matured. So what we do is, the Gemara says, we assume rabbinically that he is a man from age 13. Therefore, rabbinically, we are ready to treat him as a man. And therefore, he can certainly step up and be a chazan in a shul, because only rabbinically do you have to be considered a man to be a chazan in a shul. Only rabbinically do you have to be considered a man if you're going to lead a zimun of benching. And therefore he can lead a benching, be called to the Torah for all those same things. So in most things where rabbinically we require a person to be a man, the 13-year-old boy is perfectly okay to get up and lead. You might now guess where this is going. For a boy who just turned bar mitzvah, and let's say 2 months later to get up in front of the synagogue and say, I'll blow the shofar for the entire synagogue, that's a no-no. You see, because there you would need biblical clearance. Only a fully biblically declared man can do a Torah law for us, like blow the shofar for us. It's a Torah command that a man shall get up and blow the shofar for himself and or for other Jews. Since a boy at 13 is only rabbinically assumed to be a man, he can do all rabbinically ordained commands, like lead a minyan, be called to the Torah, etc. But he cannot blow the shofar for the congregation until we can be positive that his body has changed over biblically, officially, to the status of man. We don't exactly know when that is. Some rabbis say it's kind of certain by the time he's 15. Some say it's kind of certain by the time he's 18. But the bottom line is, for this short halacha here, don't go assuming that a 13-year-old boy is ready to be the shofar blower for the shul just because he had his bar mitzvah and he makes the sounds out of the shofar really well. Speak to a competent rabbi who can help you assess when this boy is ready to take on biblical commands. I'll tell you where this would have other ramifications, because, you know, leading the tzibur, being the chazan, that's fine. Leading benching, that's fine. It comes up in things like blowing the shofar for the congregation, writing a pair of tefillin. If he would actually want to be the scribe to write the tefillin, he perhaps should not do that at age 13. If he wanted to read Parsha Zachar for the entire congregation, which biblically needs a biblical, full-fledged man, there it would be questionable. So speak to a competent rabbi if you're young-ish and you want to be the shofar blower, and see if he can give you clearance as to whether you're fully cleared as having reached manhood biblically. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.